Let's do some vocabulary today. There is a Facebook Nielsen survey, which I got a presentation of at AdTech yesterday at the reception. And basically, it's the difference between earned and paid media. So there is a lot of vocabulary in there. So earned media, paid media is the media you buy. So just buying ads, basically, like on Facebook. And earned media is a much more complex, notion where basically people talk about you without you buying it. So, for example, it's someone finding you on Facebook for a brand. And what it says is kind of obvious, is that to get a high reach, you need to buy a lot of ads, but it doesn't have much impact, very low impact. Now, if you have a lot of earned media, which is a lot of fans and interactions and engagement, there is a very high impact, but no reach, to make it very simple. And then there is this Nielsen very interesting basically survey where they measured two types of ads. One which has a lot of impact but no social content, as they call it. That means, for instance, you see an ad for Virgin, and there are fans of this Virgin ad or page, which are your friends. So you relate to it. You see what I mean on Facebook. You see a message, and it tells you your best friend likes Virgin or Coca-Cola. And that's obvious that it has more impact, but they measured it. So because it's your friends who kind of endorse it. Let's see the vocabulary, how they call it. They call it social endorsement, I think. And that's pretty cool. And so what basically it says is that it quadruples the purchase intent. The intent to buy the product is multiplied by 4. The awareness is multiplied by 3. So you're more aware if your friends have endorsed the ad. And you recall it 3 times more if it's coming from, like, recommended from a friend. Which is kind of obvious, but it's interesting because they measured it. And so then the conclusion is basically buying social media is different than buying standard online media, all right? And basically it's kind of a recommendation to get social advocacy and earn impressions. Well, and if you think about Twitter, they tell you if your ad sucks and no one endorses it, talks about it, engages with it, it's going to disappear from Twitter. Kind of a different approach between Facebook and Twitter. I guess Facebook has a huge traffic, much bigger, so they can probably do this. What's missing for me is that it all, like when you read this document from Nielsen, it all talks about impressions, and efficiency, and campaigns. Campaigns. It's all about campaigns. The problem is that brands think in terms of campaigns. Well, I think social media is not a campaign, or is not campaigns. It's a very long-term, community building, brand trust creation and engagement with the brand, which cannot be seen as campaign and impressions. And so there's something missing in there, is how to measure long-term community engagement success around the brand, how many real fans interact with it almost daily versus the ones which disappear, how many fans are real fans, like this book I'm a fan of, Tribes, from Seth Godin, and how many are really around the brand on the long run instead of just finding a campaign. So I don't know. It's great though, but there's something missing. Very interesting though how the brands are starting to get into social media. Yesterday I heard another vocabulary term is emerging media. Emerging media is social media and advertising on mobiles. Still emerging media. Good thought. So earned media versus paid media.